Now, having been a world champion, having been forming your own foundation, you were personally appointed as a chairperson of Surfing Australia. Talk about what that means to you.
So every one of us has the opportunity to create a legacy. And your legacy is set by 4 different things. Number 1, your legacy is created by the decisions that you make. So what do you want to be remembered for? Because your brand basically is when you walk out of the room, what are people going to say about you? That's your legacy. Another thing that's determined by is the actions that you take. And then the decisions, after you've made those decisions and you've taken actions, then it's the people that you share it with and the challenges that you've overcome. I sincerely am so grateful for surfing because it's presented me with an opportunity to create a legacy through obviously my status as a multiple-time world champion, but then also staging the richest surfing event in the world for 7 years, sitting on the board of directors for 15 years, then being able to translate that into the corporate world by traveling the world and speaking about what it takes to succeed, and now sitting on the board of Surfing Australia, which is the governing body of surfing within Australia. We are all about creating healthier and happier Australians through the joy of surfing. So it's not only creating developmental pathways, but in creating engagement opportunities for people. I sat on the board for 5 years, and then I was elected as chair. And what that means is that I am now the boss of the CEO. I've never been a CEO, but I'm now the boss of a CEO. And it's such a remarkable opportunity. And I must say I'm extremely grateful for my husband's support in taking that role, because it is a very time-consuming thing to do, and it's a love job. I don't get paid for it. It's a pro bono thing, but it's an opportunity for me to create a long-lasting legacy in the sport of surfing and to make sure that we create and maintain connection with all these developmental pathways from our surf grums, which are 5 to 12-year-olds, to then getting them into competitive surfing on a fun way with the Wahoo series, then getting them into junior pro surfing, which is the Subway series. Then we've just built a high performance centre, which is where we train all our future world champions and current world champions.
Let's talk a little bit about, revisit the topic of the Olympics. And you're in the discussions right now of an upcoming announcement, possibly in August, to have it available for our next Olympics. What's that like right now, and what's your role?
So I'm also a vice president of the ISA, and the ISA is the International Surfing Association, and we're responsible for communicating and negotiating and lobbying with the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee. The Olympics have recognised that they're losing their target audience, which is the youth, and so to maintain that, they're introducing younger sports: skateboarding, karate, softballs, and surfing and rock climbing. They're the 5 sports that have been shortlisted for Tokyo. And it's looking really good that all 5 of those sports are going to be introduced into Tokyo. So my role at the moment is to continue lobbying and to make sure that the athletes are in support of it, and to also ensure that the WSL will allow the athletes to compete in it. And then after that, once it is announced and we are successful in achieving Olympic status, then it'll be a matter of fine-tuning the process, the developmental process. Right now I've been applying to the government to expand on our high performance centre to make it bigger, to future-proof it for future generations, but then to also make sure that we have Australians on the gold medal podium come 2020 in Tokyo. That's my vision, and that's my legacy.
Well, that's pretty incredible, and thank you for your efforts in doing that, because
I won't be making a comeback, by the way.
What's that?
I won't be making a comeback, by the way.
Okay. As a lifetime surfer and a fan of surfing, that is something that we've hoped and dreamed for a long time. So we're hoping that happens, and we know with your lobbying and support that it has an awesome shot. It has a really good shot. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying that if we make the Olympics, then surfing's selling out and losing its soul. But we'll always have professional surfing. We'll always have free surfing. We'll always have the soul in surfing. And it's just giving the athletes another opportunity to perform on a world stage and actually perform as a team, which surfing really misses. And that's what's so great about surfing in the ISA events. You get to surf as a team. Great. And it was the first, after winning my first and second ISA gold medals, I'm a 2-time Masters world champion, standing on the podium with a gold medal around your neck and an Australian flag behind your head,
and singing the national anthem is one of the proudest moments of an athlete's life. So to be able to do that legitimately at the Summer Olympic Games will just be the most extraordinary opportunity for any athlete.